So moving energy around isn't the beginning. It's just often what's most interesting to folks. So we start there. The actual beginning is we have to train the mind. And when I'm saying mind here, I'm specifically talking about thoughts. Because if your mind's rambling all over the place and you start moving energy around, from one palm over to the other, if you start, oh, I need to pay some bills, it stops. Everything you're doing just stops. So you have to reach a point where it's so quiet that you can just move energy, whatever you're doing, making the starfish, move, clearing things out for as long as you want, right? The practice is the same for everybody. Many people will say, I tried and I couldn't meditate. No matter what I did, my mind was wandering, and I, I mean that's where everybody starts. Different traditions will tell you it's like you tie a, a monkey to a tree that's just going nonstop until it kind of tires out and sits down. Or you have like a young horse just running around like a lunatic. And that's where we all start. The practice is the same in like every tradition out there, as far as I know. They'll often describe it as watching clouds. So the first thing is you find a time, the exact same time, every single day for the exact same length, even if it's just like, 7 minutes. Because you're not just quieting the mind through this practice, you're acquiring discipline. The discipline of, I decide I'm going to do something, and then you do it every time. Then later on, whenever you decide to do something, you do it, right? We don't want habits of starting things and not following through. So you sit there, you cross your legs. Some people say that's to deter you from standing up, but I would say that's more to align you in the vertical. Cross your legs like Indian style. You can sit in a chair. I'm sitting in a chair with my legs crossed. You can have them on the floor. It doesn't really matter. The main thing is we're working with the mind. So feel the body. I would say like feel your center, like just underneath your belly button, inside the center of your body. Maybe sense the ground below you. There's more we can do in this position, but in the beginning, we just want to sit there. Thoughts appear. They're not really appearing for me because I've done this so long, but they appear. Essentially, they have no inherent value. It doesn't matter what they are. They're not real. So they come and they go. Traditionally, people say, we'll see these as clouds. So it's like if you were laying on the ground outside looking at a cloud, oh my gosh, the cloud looks like an animal. Well, it's not really that animal. It's not real, right? It just appears for a second, and then it just kind of dissipates. I I did not do this practice like clouds. I just kind of sat there and watched it like TV. Because what happens is every day you're going to do this. You're just going to sit there, feel the body. The mind's going to do what it does. After a while, inevitably, you'll start having thoughts of reasons to get up and not sit there. Because it's like that part of you that is generating the thoughts, it's it's going to go away, and it's like it knows. It's almost like it has a life of its own. And it doesn't want to go away. So it's like, "Oh my gosh, you have to do laundry." Like, go do laundry. Right? Like, "Oh my God, you're wasting your life just sitting here." Even if it's just like 7 minutes, 10 minutes, like you're going to be fine. It's like, "Oh no, you're wasting your whole life by sitting there for 10 minutes. You got to go." It's it becomes hilarious, at least for me. I would just sit there and laugh. Be like, "What are you going to come up with next?" Uh, a teacher once told me it becomes like a radio in the distance, and it quieter and quieter. It's kind of irrelevant to whatever it is you're working on, and you kind of tune it out. But that same teacher says, like, eventually it just goes quiet, and it does. Traditionally, you need to do this for like a couple of years. So I'm not there to impose any sort of discipline. You get to do what you want. You won't be able to move the energy very well until the mind goes quiet. So you'll have to put in your due diligence, whatever that is. It may be eventually an hour a day, or even up to a couple hours a day. Just hanging out, feel the body, allowing the mind to do what it does. No inherent value in the thoughts. They come, they go. You're just going to be here. You're just going to exist. It's like our humans have a mechanism, like a muscle that generates thoughts for your benefit. If you don't need the thoughts, just let them go. I mean, don't let them drive you crazy. And speaking of crazy, if you skip this step and your mind is not quiet, and you proceed on to the practices which allow the energy to build up within your body, to grow the energy body, if your mind's just blabbing, blah, 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 and you increase the energy, it will be talking at like twice the speed, which is not pleasant. And that could be a sign for you. If you find that your energy level is increasing and the mind is becoming a problem, just come back to this one. Everything's okay. Sit at the same time each day. We're going to acquire the skill set until it becomes a tool in your tool belt that you can just go quiet. Then if you have to like install new tile in the bathroom, you can turn the old familiar way of thinking just nonstop. You can let that loose whenever you want. But then you want to go back quiet. I mean, at least while you're alone, while you're working on things. Most of the time here, because this is where you are not leaking energy. And in later lessons, we're going to try to not leak energy so that we can allow the energy to build up. If you are having thoughts, you're leaking energy. If you're staying up all night, you're basically burning off all your energy. If you're having sex nonstop, you're burning energy. If you're a guy, like no more than one orgasm like once a month. Sorry. If you want to achieve this goal, you can put it off for as long as you want, but eventually, if you wish to achieve the goal, you'll have to have some discipline there.